What's up, guys? Have something a little different from a saber to show you today. Figured I'd enjoy some nice coffee at 10 o'clock at night and show off my latest project. This is my Denix based Empire Strikes Back, kind of the Bespin version DL-44 blaster. It's not 100% done. I'm still waiting on the proper thumb screw that will cover up this hole and fit here. But for the most part, it's pretty much done. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I really wanted to share it with you guys. The craziest thing is when you consider the price you pay for something like this. If you're into sabers, what you could spend on just an empty hilt, you could spend about the same or less and build a really cool static blaster prop. And I just think it's an awesome piece. If you're into collecting sabers, the blasters are, go with it very well. The Empire Strikes Back variants are gonna be, I think, easier and cheaper than like the A New Hope version or Force Awakens version, which are very similar. It's like the Graflexes or the V2s or any of the other film props. You can go insane worrying about all the little accuracy things. And actually there's some little greeblies and stuff that are missing from this that I still don't have, that somebody would, lose their mind over, that I don't have on this. But this is essentially the base of it, and it's, I almost have more fun just, it's, a Denix, so you can pull it back and do that. I almost have more fun just kind of blasting stuff like that than I do with my sabers, to a point. So anyway, kind of gonna just do a little run through, try not to drag the video on too long because I know that's boring for you guys. So without further ado, this is a Denix C96 blaster. I don't know why it says M96 on the engraving here. For those of you that are not familiar with Denix, they're a Spanish company that makes replica firearms, mostly like World War II musket, kind of World War II and older type stuff, for the most part, from what I've seen. These, I think I paid around $70 shipped on eBay for this. From what I found, eBay is the cheapest spot. There's a few stores that sell them. They're usually out of stock. They're expensive. Go on eBay. They've got two variants. They've got this one with a synthetic grip, and they also have one that's about $80 with a wooden grip. Honest to God, I thought that they made a mistake and sent me wood. I was told they were plastic, but it's almost like, I don't know if you guys, either if you're into like airsofting or maybe like, real firearms, that almost, I think they call it like a fiberglass filled stock type thing. I'm trying to think of, maybe it's Maruzen. Maybe I'm making that name up, but I haven't airsofted in years. But I think that it's that company. They do it a lot on their stocks, or if you've shot, pretty much any shotgun with a synthetic stock. A lot of modern firearms, instead of just plastic, they use, it's like a fiberglass fill. And the way you can tell is it's the texture. Like like you maybe can see it, that it's not like a wood grain, it's this synthetic, but the grips are insane. Like, I don't think it's worth the $10 more for the wood, especially if you're kind of going for accuracy. By Empire Strikes Back, they started using, what was it called? MGC, maybe? It was a Japanese company that was basically like a precursor to Denix. They used replicas. And if I understand correctly, the reason was they used real Mauser C96 German handguns as the props for A New Hope when they were shooting in England, and they found, I believe it was when they were trying to get to Tunisia or leaving, they basically ran into issues with importing and exporting a real firearm. So they switched to the models. They used resin copies of both the Mausers and the models, and there's tons of details on that if you want to really look into it. So anyway, Denix, $70 shipped on eBay. There's several things you can do, or probably will need to do, to make it more accurate. The only thing I really did, I just ground off the logo. It's a raised logo that says Denix. and just re-blued it. I had to cut the barrel. This is just a custom, one of many custom flash hiders fitted on there. I glued it on with Gorilla Glue, and that was that. This is a Blastech mount. Blastech, I believe, is no longer selling most things, but there's a million mounts. If you're an RPF member, there's a ton of guys doing one-offs. It's just angle iron, I believe, that's cut, but you can look on Etsy. Pretty much any parts of this can be 3D printed. And then this is actually resin cast. Painted it black, used some rub and buff for the brass, crayon in the lettering. So just, pretty simple stuff. And like I said, it's just a hardware. I'm missing, there's some Revel model kit greeblies from a V8 reveal kit, but there's some greeblies that go over here that I'm currently missing, that hopefully are coming in the mail. But I mean, as far as just the basic kit, I've got under 150 bucks, well under 150 bucks, I think, into this. I think I've maybe got 125 or so into this total. So super cheap considering how, it feels. I mean, this thing is heavy. It's a blast to play around with, and it's just something that I would really recommend. Look into it. If you don't know anything about building one of these and you want to learn more, the first thing I would do is go to the Parts of Star Wars site. You can just search for Parts of Star Wars on Google, and they actually have all of the lightsabers, pretty much any of the blasters, most of the stuff they've gone through, and they'll tell you what was actually used for the found props. The other thing would be going on the RPF and just looking at DL-44 builds, because there's a million of them, and that'll also kind of link you to people selling stuff. Etsy and Shapeways both have a lot of 3D printed options. The other thing too, if you don't want to start with a Denix, I picked this up for about $7 shipped on eBay. This is a spring powered airsoft gun, and this one came with the short magazine that would be accurate for this, as well as the longer magazine. It actually fires. It definitely works, and this would be a great base. You might run into some issues if you mount into this. The magazine might not work. If you aren't concerned about it working, not an issue, or you could epoxy it on, but this is just a cheap alternative if you wanted something to make one with. And you could always get this stuff, attach it to this, and take it off and upgrade to a Denix down the road. Possibilities are endless. So anyway, yeah, this is my Denix based DL-44 blaster build. Kind of a work in progress, kind of not, but I'm really happy with how it's turned out. And so yeah, if you guys have any questions about it, or you want to kind of get started building your own, leave a comment, and I'll do my best to help you out with it. So yeah, thanks for watching.